Have you ever wondered why you can follow a diet perfectly for 2 weeks, sometimes even longer, and then suddenly everything collapses? Not gradually, not slowly, suddenly. One day you're motivated, exercising, feeling in control, and then, almost without noticing, you find yourself back in the same old patterns, eating the same foods, avoiding the same workouts, carrying the same frustration. If you've ever felt this, stay with me. Because today I'm going to show you something that didn't just change my life. It changed the lives of so many women. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. The truth is simple, but uncomfortable. Your body doesn't change because of what you do. Your body changes because of who you believe you are. This is the heart of True Fit, a space where we explore how the way you see yourself quietly creates your habits, your choices, and ultimately the body you live in. And this goes far deeper than weight loss. This is about identity, mindsets, self-image, and how your inner world silently and consistently shapes your physical world. Because before food, before exercise, before discipline, there is perception, and perception always comes first. Self-image is not the reflection you see in the mirror. It's the reflection you carry inside your mind. It's an invisible blueprint that tells you who you are, what you deserve, and what feels normal for you. Every woman has this internal picture, even if she never consciously stops to examine it. And it wasn't created overnight. It was built slowly over years. Through comments from family or friends about your body, through experiences at school, through moments of comparison, through expectations society placed on you, and through the beliefs you repeated to yourself quietly, especially when nobody else was listening. Over time, this internal image becomes a lens through which you interpret every action you take. It influences how you walk into a room, how you choose your food, how you take care of yourself, how you assume others see you. It's not something you actively decide. It's not a conscious choice. It's a silent identity running in the background of your life, shaping everything without asking for permission. And this is why your body follows your identity. Your self-image acts like a thermostat. No matter how hard you try to push beyond it with diets, workouts, motivation, or discipline, your mind will always try to bring you back to the level that feels familiar. Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because your brain is designed to protect what it believes is true about you. If your self-image says, "I'm not a fit person," you will subconsciously make choices that match that identity. You skip a workout here, overeat there, tell yourself you'll start again on Monday. And this isn't sabotage, it's alignment. The body always obeys the identity. When the woman inside believes one thing, the woman outside behaves in ways that support it. That's why physical transformation without inner transformation never lasts. The identity always wins. And behind that identity, there is emotional weight. Self-image is deeply emotional because it's tied to your sense of worth, safety, and belonging. When a woman believes she's not good enough, not disciplined enough, or not beautiful enough, her body absorbs that story. She moves differently. She eats differently. She treats herself differently. And slowly her habits, her lifestyle, and her results begin to mirror the emotional truth she carries. But when a woman begins to rewrite her self-image, when she starts seeing herself as someone capable, worthy, and deserving of a healthy, vibrant body, everything changes. She no longer forces herself into fitness. She flows into it. Healthy choices stop feeling like punishment and start feeling like respect. Her actions rise naturally to meet the woman she is becoming. That's why you can't change your body without changing the way you see yourself. Because the body is not the starting point, the identity is. This entire process begins quietly, in a place so subtle, most women never notice it. A single thought. A thought is not just a sentence in your mind. It's an interpretation, a meaning, a story you assign to yourself. This is too hard. I always fail. I'll never be consistent. These thoughts send signals to your nervous system instantly, shaping your emotional state without you even realizing it. Your body responds before logic has time to enter the room. Tension in your shoulders, a knot in your stomach, fatigue, anxiety, the urge to comfort yourself. One simple thought can make you feel discouraged before the day even begins. What most people don't understand is that this process happens in milliseconds. The thought comes first, the emotion follows. And because the emotion feels so real, so physical, you assume it came out of nowhere. But it didn't. It was born from a story in your mind. The body listens to everything you think and it reacts as if every thought is the truth. Once the emotion is triggered, your body naturally seeks an action that matches that emotional state. Stress seeks comfort. Unworthiness shrinks choices. Emotional exhaustion becomes physical exhaustion. This is where the loop becomes powerful and dangerous. Because your actions are often not conscious decisions. They are emotional reactions. You eat something without thinking. You skip the workout without debating. You promise yourself you'll start again tomorrow without questioning why. And every action reinforces the same results you've been trying to escape. The mind-body loop runs silently in the background, repeating the same patterns day after day, even when you genuinely want to change. This is why transformation can feel so hard. Your results are not created by the person you want to become. They are created by the emotional patterns of the person you currently believe you are. And until you interrupt this loop, it will keep repeating, automatically shaping your life without your permission. This is also why willpower doesn't work during your weight loss process. Willpower is like trying to hold your breath underwater. You can do it for a while, but eventually your true nature takes over. Most women think they fail because they aren't disciplined enough, when in reality, willpower is the weakest tool for transformation. Willpower is conscious. Identity is subconscious. Willpower uses pressure. Identity uses programming, and your programming always wins. When you start a diet or exercise routine using willpower, you're trying to force a behavior that your inner identity does not yet accept as who you are. Even if you push for days or weeks, friction appears, resistance builds, exhaustion sets in. You feel like you're fighting yourself because you are. You're trying to behave like a woman you don't believe you are yet. And that inner conflict drains your energy until your mind pulls you back to familiar patterns. Not because you're weak, but because your identity is stronger than temporary motivation. There's also a biological reason this keeps happening. The brain is designed to protect you from anything unfamiliar, even if the unfamiliar is healthier, even if it would improve your future. The brain prefers the predictable, the habitual, the routine, because familiarity feels safe. Willpower tries to drag you out of your familiar identity by force, and that triggers stress, mental fatigue, and emotional overwhelm. Eventually, the brain shuts the effort down, not to sabotage you, but to protect you. This is why you fall off diets, stop going to the gym, or return to old habits without even noticing when it happened. The brain interprets change as danger, and willpower doesn't have enough strength to override survival mechanisms long term. But when identity shifts, actions no longer require willpower. They become natural, automatic, effortless. Because now your brain is protecting an identity that supports your goals, not one that blocks them. This is why transformation begins inside, not outside. This understanding also changes how you see emotional eating. Emotional eating is not about food, it's about stories. Emotional eating is never a hunger problem, it is a story problem. Every woman carries internal narratives formed long before she ever struggled with food. Memories of not feeling seen, of needing comfort, of using food to escape discomforts or fill emotional gaps. Emotional eating happens when the body becomes the stage where unprocessed feelings perform themselves. When you feel overwhelmed, lonely, stressed, or unworthy, your nervous system searches for relief, and the familiar becomes the fastest solution. If food once provided comfort, your brain stored that moment as a survival strategy. Over time, eating becomes less about nourishment and more about soothing emotional wounds, calming beliefs like, I'm not enough, or shielding you from feelings you never learned to sit with. This is why food can feel magnetic. It's not sugar calling you, it's your emotional history calling you back into a story you know. Internal narratives quietly run the program. The silent sentences you repeat about yourself determine how you eat far more than any diet ever could. If your self-image says, I lose control around food, your behavior will align with that belief. If your narrative says, I deserve comfort because my life is hard, food becomes the outlet. If your identity whispers, I'm the kind of woman who always gains the weight back, your actions will follow that script, even when you're trying to resist it. Emotional eating becomes predictable and automatic when internal stories generate emotional states like sadness, pressure, guilt, fear, or loneliness. Emotions rise, the body reacts, and before your logical brain catches up, your identity has already taken action. That's why emotional eating feels like something that happens to you, not something you consciously choose. Because it is your internal narrative running the program, not hunger, not willpower, not intention. And here is the shift that changes everything. You are not broken. Your body is not your enemy. Your system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Keep you aligned with the identity you believe is true. When you understand this, shame dissolves, blame softens, and in that space, awareness appears, choice appears, real choice, not forced, not fragile, grounded in understanding. You are not fighting your body, you are listening to it, and when the story changes, the body follows. Always.